The Fisher-Fry book, Improving Adolescent Literacy Content Area Strategies That Work, third edition by Doug Fisher and Nancy Fry, is probably one of the most important books of the class. It's expensive, but it's really something that you're going to want to keep on your desk just so you can remember that when you assign reading, you know how to help kids understand the text that they're reading. I'm going to go over some of the chapters to help you understand the importance of them. The second chapter, or the first chapter, is kind of a general introductory chapter. It's important. It's kind of like Tovani's book. But the second chapter is about building background knowledge. Building background knowledge is huge, especially for English language learners. How do you do it? Because a lot of our students, they don't have enough understanding of life to know what the text means. So how do you build that background knowledge? That's chapter 2. Chapter 3 is vocabulary. Now, one of the questions on the final exam is about vocabulary, so you'll want to pay attention to that one. But when there are lots of difficult vocabulary words in the text, which there always are, how do you help kids access those? This is called linguistic density. In other words, typically in oral language, which is BICS, students are able to understand, but when they come to academic text that's written down, the number of difficult vocabulary words is very frequent, much more frequent than it would be in oral language, and they're much more difficult words, much more rare and obscure words. So make sure and pay attention to that chapter, and you'll have to know several ways of teaching kids vocabulary. The third chapter is about promoting comprehension through read alouds and shared reading, kind of like Tovani stuff, but different because it's more about shared reading, it's more explicit. So make sure and read that. Questioning strategies in the classroom is fifth chapter. Good stuff. Graphic organizers, sixth chapter, and then writing notes down chapter 7. Chapter 8 is also a very important one. It's about writing instruction. So how is it that you can integrate writing into your classroom so that the children understand the text a lot better? Make sure and take good notes on this one. Pay attention, write things in the margins so that you can remember the ideas, because a lot of these you should put in the wiki. For example, building background knowledge. That's a whole category of things that you ought to know and understand. So put that in the wiki. Vocabulary development. That's a whole category of activities. Promoting comprehension is a category. Of course, you can get more from Tovani for that. Questioning strategies, graphic organizers, writing, all important categories for your wiki.